you have your assignment notebook filled out? So what does the assignment tell us that we're going to be working on today? Grant?
Earth-Moon model.
An Earth-Moon model. What do you think that means? What is an Earth-Moon model? Kira?
Something that goes to the moon on Earth.
Okay, so maybe making something that goes from the moon to the Earth. Is that what you said? Hey, Aubrey?
Like we're gonna make a model of the Earth's moon.
Maybe we're going to make a model of the Earth's moon. What is a model? What's a model?
It's something that looks like what you're trying to make.
Okay, so it looks like it. When you say it looks like it, does that mean it's not really it? Okay, so it's something that looks like it, represents it maybe? Grant? It might be smaller than the real thing. What else? Kelly?
Could be comparing the Earth to the moon.
Maybe we're going to compare the Earth to the moon since we're making an Earth-Moon model. Anybody else have any other ideas? Okay, so Trista. I'm sorry, we're going to what? Maybe we're going to make a model of both the Earth and the moon. Okay, so if we were going to make a model of both the Earth and the moon, what could you tell me that we would need? What would we need to do? What would we need to know? Grant? Okay, so we know, or we think we know that the Earth and the moon are round. Okay? Kale?
You'd have to have the same scale size on both of them.
What do you mean by that? Well,
How big it is?
why? What are you talking about?
Because you can't hold the whole moon and the Earth in this classroom, so we have to make them smaller.
Okay, so you're saying for practical reasons we need to make both of them smaller. You were saying something else there that I was kind of interested in. Talking about scale. Kelly?
You have to be able to know the difference between how big the moon is and how big the Earth is.
Okay, so what would I need to know in order to know that?
How much bigger the moon is compared to the Earth.
Okay, so what kind of information might help me know this? Thomas, what kind of information would help me know? What kind of information would I need to make this model? How big what is? Okay, so I need to know how big the Earth was. I need to know how big the moon was. Why? Why would that be important? Grant?
So it's accurate. Earth is bigger than it's on the model to make the Earth bigger than the moon.
Okay, so we want to be accurate when we're scientists, don't we? Okay, so I could make a model like that. I could make a model like that. What do I want to be sure to do? Somebody brought it up a little bit ago. Thomas, can you scoot back to the table where you should be? Austin, what do I want to be sure to do? Someone brought it up, but let's remind ourselves. It has to do with a word that Kale used earlier. Michael Bell?
Maybe like
What kind of information do we need? Could we just make them whatever size we want? If we were making a map of Iowa, could we just make Traer just as big as we wanted in the map? Would that be a good representation, a good model? Why couldn't we do that? What do we need to do? Katie, what do we need to do? But, I mean, how? What do we need to do for that? Randy?
the right size.
Make them the right size? How do we know how to make them the right size? Measure them? Heaven? Make a scale? What does that mean to make a scale? I think you're on the right track, but what kind of information do we need right away? Something.
Compare it.
I'm sorry, what?
Compare it.
We need to be able to compare them. We can't just make them any whatever size, can we? So what do we need to know to get started? Katie, can you sit up, please? Lexi, what do we need to know to get started? Okay, we need to know how big the Earth and the Moon are, because we can't just make them random, can we? Is there anything else that we need to know besides how big the Earth is, how big the Moon is, to make our model? Could this be a model? Could this be a model? Is there something else involved besides just the sizes and getting the sizes appropriate? Grant, how far away they are, is that important? Can we just make them random amounts away? Or is there a real amount? Okay, so we need to find out some information about the size of the Earth. We need to find out information about the size of the Moon. And we need to find out information about what, Grant? How far they are, and that will help us make a more accurate model, won't it? Somebody mentioned that we have to make it smaller because we wouldn't be able to fit the real Earth in here. We have to be practical, don't we? If we want to study it, we have to make it a practical size, don't we? Okay, so we have to figure out scale. Kale, do you want to add a little bit more about that you were talking about? I'm sorry to hear what you said.
Can't think of anything else.